Hey guys. So yeah, I heard Bernie lost New York by about 18 points, and yeah, voter suppression again. He might lose Rhode Island because they closed 2/3 of their polling stations. Pennsylvania, there's rigging there. Arizona, we saw Illinois, Massachusetts. I think that's all the states that were basically rigged that haven't flipped, other than Iowa, which they didn't show their full election results in. Nevada did flip. Missouri is probably going to flip. Um, we saw Colorado give more delegates to Bernie, which is good. That's a good thing because without these conventions, Bernie wouldn't have as many delegates as he does. But Hillary gained about, I'd say, 30 to 40 delegates. I'm going to be honest with you. His chances in most of the states on Tuesday do not they do not look good. In Maryland, he's really expected to not do well there. That's been a Hillary state for a while. Yeah, I don't really expect him to win there, but he's got to keep it close enough. Like Nate Silver says, he's got to lose Maryland by only 7, I think. Pennsylvania, I can't remember if Nate Silver said he had to win or lose that, but Tuesday's the day that will test if Bernie can outperform the polls, and it's really a do or die day. Either if Bernie really does well and wins most of the states on Tuesday, he's got it, but if he doesn't, Hillary's got it. Even though I think after April 26th, I think Bernie's in the clear because the states ahead look good for him. Indiana's an open primary. West Virginia's been good for him for months. Oregon, I've seen that he's favored there. And Kentucky, I'm not really sure. I think that's probably going to be a Hillary state. I'm not trying to be negative or anything. It's just what I think. And in California, there is voter fraud, but I've seen polls swing in Bernie's direction, so. And there's plenty of time in California, so yeah. I think Bernie really needs to do well on April 26th. That's Tuesday. He really needs to do a lot better than what the polls are projecting. He honestly does, guys. If we can make it past April 26th with enough delegates and not lose too many more, I think we've got it. I'm not trying to be unrealistic or anything. I honestly think the states after April 26th, or most of them, look good for him. California, Montana. I think Montana's more in his direction. I know North Dakota is because it's a caucus, and Bernie tends to do really well in caucuses. New Jersey. That might be between Hillary and Bernie, but I think Bernie can carry most of California and North Dakota and let's see this California, Montana, New Jersey, North Dakota, South Dakota. I can't think of the other state that hasn't voted. Someone let me know in the comments what the other state is. I have California, Montana, New Jersey, North Dakota, and South Dakota. I cannot think of the other state at the top of my head. Just either let me know in the comments or I'll Google it later. But I think if he makes it past April 26th and he does well enough, then he's got it. And if he has a blowout in California, it looks really good for him. Seriously, the real Super Tuesday. Don't get me wrong. last week was real Super Tuesday, and they're calling it Super Tuesday 4. I think it's Super Tuesday 5. Okay, because, I don't know why they're calling it Super Tuesday 4, because it's Super Tuesday 5 on Tuesday. Just, let's make that clear. There are 5 states voting, and Bernie really needs to do well. He's not expected to do so. Hopefully he can outperform that, but they're all close primaries. I think one of them is semi-closed. I can't remember which one. But Bernie needs some victories, guys. Now, I think he can probably win in Delaware and Connecticut, and I think even in Rhode Island he can do well. But in Pennsylvania, he's got to hold strong. He's really got to lead in some of these polls and stop the voter fraud there. And he needs to stand up for us, more than he does. Like Bernie, whether you're worried or not, if you're going to be on Hillary Clinton's hit list, just say she's corrupt. Attack her harder than you are, man. I'm amazed Bernie got this far by being soft. That shows how strong his campaign is and how loyal and honest and passionate his supporters are, including myself. But yeah, Bernie really needs April 26th to come through for him. He needs you guys in 5 states that vote. Pennsylvania, Maryland, Rhode Island, Connecticut, and Delaware. He needs you guys. So you need to phone bank for Bernie, canvass for Bernie, do what you can in those states too. I know you've lost a lot of hope after he lost New York, but don't. If you want to make sure he wins, ask Bernie to ask the DNC and ask the people at the states what's going on, and he needs to do what he did in Ohio, sue the Secretary of State if he has to, sue the people involved, and come out with likely victories. And he needs to repeat what he did in Ohio, even if he didn't win that state. He needs to sue the people. He needs to sue the people there, and I get it. You don't want to get involved with too many people, but separate them. Bernie needs to separate them from the ties, and that might be hard to do, and then sue them that way, or find other ways of suing them. Find strong connections that can withstand at least some of the people in charge, and that might not be easy to do, but do something to stand for us and give us our voting rights back. It's the first election in like 50 years, I think, where we don't have voting rights in many states. Not all states, but many of them. And if this continues to happen with a Hillary Clinton presidency, if the FBI lets her get away with it, then, well, the FBI's reputation is going down the drain, like H.A. Goodman said. I've been following H.A. Goodman. Really smart guy, really knows his stuff. And for those of you who may think he's living in a bubble, I honestly don't think that. I think he believes in the more optimistic choice, and I believe in it too. I mean, I'm gonna keep it real with you. It might not happen, but it could happen. It's a very real possibility, and hopefully the FBI can arrest Hillary before the Democratic convention and the primary. By the time they say they're going to, which is about in a couple weeks or so, early May. Like Loretta Lynch said, the Attorney General. I think Loretta Lynch would go through with what she said. James Comey, maybe, I don't know. But like H.A. Goodman, I have total respect for the FBI too. They do their jobs really well. They do what they can to help us, but they need to hurry up because we don't want a warmonger and a war criminal. Seriously, she actually is a criminal, and there's evidence to prove that, with an FBI investigation as president. Because, in the past, yeah, if you got an FBI investigation, you're done. 2016. I can't believe people are voting for her when she has an FBI investigation on her head. They're doing these stupid attacks on Bernie like they did on Obama back in 2008. It's ridiculous. But anyway, guys, if you're in any of these upcoming states, especially April 26th in Connecticut, Delaware, Rhode Island, Maryland, and Pennsylvania, we need you to vote for Bernie. He really needs your help, guys. Please, please vote for Bernie. I know I'm not supposed to endorse a candidate. Don't care. If we really want Bernie to win, I mean, we're probably not supposed to do that on YouTube, but whatever. I believe in my country, and I'm going to let you guys know who I want as my next president. And like many people of my generation, we want Bernie Sanders, and we want to spread democratic socialism and end the corruption. And at some point, that's going to happen because we're too strong to, let the country turn their backs on us when we're the next generation. And they're too dumb to know that they're ultimately destroying themselves by suppressing our votes and by giving us candidates that are bought and candidates we don't want. That's why Bernie Sanders and Donald Trump are exposing this. I don't agree with Donald Trump on most of the things he says, but I agree with him on what he said about George W. Bush and the Iraq War and what he says about the system being rigged. And the TPP. He's right. He's got a few good points there. But other than that, I don't agree with him. But you see, Bernie Sanders is also pointing this out, that the system is corrupt and we need a political revolution. And we do. So, yeah, we need you to vote for him, and please, please, please vote for him. We honestly need as much support as we can get. So I guess that's all I have to say tonight. I'm just really nervous about Tuesday. If all doesn't go well on Tuesday, I'm probably just watch the rest of the states, hopefully vote for Bernie, which most of them after April 26th probably will. Maybe a few on June 7th will go to Hillary, but before June 7th, after April 26th, I think most of the states are going to go for Bernie. But anyway, that's just my take on it. Just let me know what you think in the comments below, and please vote for Bernie if you're in an upcoming state. We do need a political revolution, and Bernie is the only candidate who's a sane man and who definitely knows what he's talking about, and who will honestly help our country move forward and take us to historic levels of growth and employment and the lowest rate of poverty ever and all that great stuff that he's promising us that we need. Like the vice president, I agree with what the vice president said about him, and there is money in politics, and Netanyahu's wrong, and that Secretary Clinton should back down from the extreme she's gone to. I can't remember exactly what the vice president said. I'm just going off the cuff here. But yeah, the vice president is in support of Bernie Sanders, and I think the president is split, but whatever. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and to my fellow Bernie supporters, I say, heal the burn. Thanks, guys.